Rock and Roll Geek Show 1298.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Monday, May 20th, 2024, and it is 12:21 p.m. when I'm recording this episode. A daytime show, which means I'm drinking in the daytime. It is after 12, so I might as well open the first one of the day. This is a fine Pacifico in the can. I'm up at the Mountain House, by the way. Oh, that's good. The first sip of the day is always the best. I got back from the Manitoba Texas tour on Monday. I got in like around, the plane landed around 7:30 in Oakland, and Craig and I flew together. We left Dallas, which I did a final tour wrap up at the airport in Dallas. We got home to the Oakland airport about 7:30, something like that. I had to go get my truck, which was parked at a long-term parking. Gave Craig a ride home. I got home about 8:30 p.m. Around 8:30, and unpacked all my stuff, and then proceeded to pack all my stuff again. Unpacked from the Texas tour, packed for the Mountain House, and Tuesday morning I got up early, walked the dogs, then I went to Brian's house, my son, the old place that we Airbnb, and walked Cassie, picked Cassie up, and drove Cassie to the Mountain House by myself. The dogs had to stay separated because 3 of them are in heat. So I drove up to the Mountain House. Then my wife brought one of the dogs to the co-owner for a dog show on Wednesday. Met me like Thursday, something like that. So I've been up here since Tuesday. Long story to go to the fact that I've been up here since Tuesday of last week. It's now Monday. I'm heading back on Sunday because I got to do a paint job because I just cannot afford it. I can't afford full retirement, friends. It ain't working for me. Living off of $1,200 a month Social Security and what little bit of donations I get on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. The donations on the Rock and Roll Geek Show about pretty much pay the expenses of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So can't really survive off of just that. So I'm having to do side jobs and pick up paint jobs as I can. So I'm going back on Sunday to start an interior paint job on Monday the 27th. So here I am, though, doing a daytime show. It was a fun tour. The crowds they ranged from small but enthusiastic to mildly medium but enthusiastic crowds. Everybody was enthusiastic. I got a couple of show reviews from the Texas tour. I will play those coming up. But first, let's play a song. I have not heard this song, but I'm excited to play it though because it's a brand new song from DAD. It's called The Ghost. I don't know when their album's coming out, but I am very much looking forward to it. Is it? I hope it's not a greatest hits album because I'm seeing here DAD 40 Love greatest hits. I hope it's just not a greatest hits album with a couple of new songs. I am ready for a brand new DAD. But this song is called The Ghost. We'll listen to it together for the first time, friends. All right, I'm smiling, so that's a good thing.
I can taste the dream in
It's good. So far, so good.
It's what I'm here for. She reminds me of what I care for. I wrap my arms around the memory, and I'll be sleeping with the ghost. Yeah, for love to last through everything that Lord knows. I need a hand as soft as yours. Here in a dream last night, I heard the words I longed to hear, looking left and right. I couldn't see anyone here, but the light is what I'm here for, shining on my past and on my future. I wrap my arms around the memory, and I'll be sleeping with the ghost. Yeah, for the love to last through everything that Lord knows. I need a hand as soft as yours. Yeah, soft as yours. I wrap my arms around the memory, and I'll be sleeping with the ghost. Yeah, for love to last through everything that Lord knows. I need a hand as soft as
There you go. Brand new DAD, The Ghost. Jacob Zetterholm posted that on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, which I did not create, et cetera, et cetera. And according to he sent the link to DAD's posting, which said, "We're thrilled to announce the release of not one, but two brand new DAD tracks this Friday, The Ghost and First, Second, and Third. Pre-save now and be the first to listen. Find the link in the comments." So I am now on the DAD on the DAD YouTube, and here's DAD First, Second, and Third. I don't know if this is a different song. Oh, it's different. Okay, good. I want to listen to this too. We're going to listen to a twofer of brand new DAD. I'm excited, friends.
Nobody wants to be somebody else, to be the one that cries that it's not quite right here in paradise. And when your body's made up, but not your mind, you take it from me. What you stole, what you lost, what you gave, you'll never see.
Oh man, I am excited. So now I'm going through a rabbit hole here. Now I'm on the DAD's Facebook. Let me see if I can
En third, lyt.
let's see.
Vi er jo DAD! Fredag udkommer singlerne. Mine damer og herrer, Ghost. First, second and third, lyt. Vi er jo...
All right, it's in Dutch or whatever their thing is. Let's see what this is. Let's see. This is another post on the Facebook. And then... All right, just audio. By the way, all right, stop it. Kill it. Happy birthday to Stig Peterson, one of my favorite bass players of all time. Bass player for DAD, plays all of 2 strings on the coolest basses in the world. That guy's a badass. He's so great on stage. I went and saw them in L.A. several years ago. They played the Whiskey in Hollywood, and then the next night they played at a hotel in Long Beach. Whiskey was pretty crowded. There were a couple hundred people there. The hotel in Long Beach, there were about 20 people. Man, oh man, was it. Seeing DAD, who are an arena or maybe even stadium band in their home country of, where are they from? Denmark. To see them play play in front of 20 people in LA, and they played it like they were playing in front of 10,000. It was so fucking great. I interviewed him both nights. It was fucking great, man. God, it was so fun. Oh, I'm looking forward to their new album. Please have a full length coming out. I thank you, DAD, and thank you, Jacob Zetterholm, for posting that as well. All right, I got a couple of show reviews. Let's do the first one. I'm guessing this is from Shitty Dude Danny Borden. Let's do Bruce McMillan's first.
Hey, everybody out there in rock and roll geek land.
By the way, it's really nice to see Bruce McMillan. He brought me a present, a San Antonio Cook's cookbook, which I brought up here to the Mountain House with me, which I plan on digging into, Bruce. Thank you for giving me that. I had to mail that home along with my dirty laundry. What I did on this tour, let me take a sip of this fine Pacifico in the can. The only place in the grocery stores, I mentioned this on the tour updates, the only place you can get Billy Gibbons Whisker Bomb hot sauce, which is one of my favorite hot sauces in the world, next to Maurice Sharp. Maurice Sharp's and Billy Gibbons Whisker Bomb are my 2 favorite hot sauces. To buy them online, it costs you a shitload in shipping, and they're like $6 a bottle or something, or $7 a bottle plus shipping, which kills you. But they're only $3 a bottle at the HEB, only in Texas. And I bought like 16 bottles, mailed them, and I used my dirty laundry to pad them, and I stuffed them in a what do you call it, a priority mailbox, which you can, a priority mailer box that you can stuff with as much stuff as will fit in that thing, and it's a flat rate. I think it was cost me like $15 to ship it. So I loaded 16 jars of Billy Gibbons hot sauce and a bunch of dirty laundry and another hot sauce that I'm going to try out. I don't remember what it's called. And I also, and then following, I took Bruce McMillan's cookbook and mailed that with the rest of my dirty laundry the next day. So thank you for that, Bruce McMillan.
This is your old boy, Danny Borden.
Oh, wait a minute. Where am I here? That's Danny Borden's. Okay, I'm going to do Bruce McMillan's first. Okay, because I think Bruce has given the tour of the show review of the first show, which was a extremely small but extremely enthusiastic crowd. Here we go.
Hey, Michael Butler.
Let me turn it up here.
It's Bruce McMillan, the rock and roll banker in San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, friend.
Today is Monday, the 13th of May, and I'm sitting in my car on Monday morning, about to go into work. So, anyway.
And at that time, I was sitting in the airport about to go home.
Not thrilled about that after having a great time going to your show in San Antonio on the Handsome Dick Manitoba tour, Texas tour, meeting the awesome folks like Blake Johnson and Michael Street and Craig and your band and the guys in the Midnight Devils. Anyway, just had an awesome well, I'm going to call the weekend from Thursday night when y'all played in San Antonio through Sunday, I guess. Just really had a great time. And I'm bummed it's Monday morning. I'm back to work. So you're probably bummed that you're probably back in the mountain house by now.
I was bummed that the tour was over. I could have gone. I wish I was still out. Let's put it that way. I could play every night of the week, or at least 6 nights a week.
Wishing you were on a bus on tour somewhere.
Yes, I would do.
So anyway, again, I just wanted to say thanks for coming to Texas on the Texas tour, and it was great to meet you. Thank you for leaving me a ticket at the door. I helped contribute a little bit to the gasoline fund, and
oh yeah, there were so many people there. The road manager, John Capitan, who we call the judge because he's a retired Superior Court judge or Circuit Court judge, one of those. He put a tip jar on the stage, and I think a bunch of people contributed to it. So thank you, Bruce.
A CD off the Midnight Devil guys to help them out a little bit.
Yes.
I guess
Very nice guys.
all they were doing was selling merch.
Yes, they did not get paid for the tour. They loaned us their gear, and in exchange for putting them on the tour, and they sold merch. Which I think they did okay on merch. They put a tip jar up as well.
I don't know if that's an add-on, like you always talk about.
Buy on.
Anyway, it was funny. I got to the venue at about 7:30, probably. I didn't see the opening act. Saw the second act. Sorry, don't remember the name. Pretty punk. He was okay. And none of you guys were there yet.
No.
Blake and Michael and I were trading. Michael Street were trading phone calls, and y'all were still back at the hotel, and that was further than...
Bruce, I should have texted you and told you the hotel so you could have met us there and had dinner with us. I apologize for not doing that. I was a little distracted.
I thought about walking, and I got a good parking spot, so I actually went back out to my car because I remembered it was one of my buddies in Florida's birthday, so I went out there and talked to him on the phone for about 20 minutes and then went back inside. And I saw the Midnight Devil guys walking around, at least Sam, I think it is, and Jerry Mess, the drummer, kind of hanging out. Unfortunately, it wasn't a big crowd, probably because it was a Thursday night, but I think it was the crowd that was there was totally into it. And I remember seeing those guys kind of hanging around the merch booth, and with the drummer and the bass player, Sam, they're pretty rock and rolled out. They got makeup on, and I remember thinking, because I'd never heard them, I remember thinking to myself, man, the time of Kiss and Poison and Motley Crue all wearing makeup and shit, those days are over, guys.
Yeah, these guys painted their faces, at least two of the guys in the band did. Those guys worked their asses off. I got nothing but respect for those dudes in Midnight Devils.
Thinking to myself, they're not going to be that good.
They were fun.
I was freaking wrong, man. Those guys came out, and I was impressed with the three of them. The guitar player, huge Eddie Van Halen fan, just really talented guitar player. Was really impressed with the drummer. He hit them hard, and I just thought he was very talented. And then Sam, man, hardest working man in showbiz. That guy, 10, 12 people in the crowd, and you would have thought there was 1,000.
That's right. That's how you do it, friends.
And just really is an entertainer. And the music, really enjoyed the music. So, anyway, when talking about rock and roll geeks, had never met Blake or Michael Street, nor you. And, I turned around and probably halfway through the Midnight Devil set, and they were standing behind me. And it was like, I've known these guys since high school. Just instant bonding, a lot of good talk in between shows and after the shows, and it was great getting to talk to you, Michael. And anyway, one of them, I think it was Blake, in one of his interviews said that, you're just a genuine guy, and you can see that. So appreciate you.
Thank you, friend.
And all you do, keeping us geeks together. And, it's a sign of a good time when
That's right.
you just kind of want to go back and do it all over again.
Oh, yeah.
But here I am Monday morning
And got to make a living.
in the parking lot at work.
There you go.
Got to go in there and do my banking thing.
Oh, he's a banker.
And hopefully you get back out on the road, maybe find another band to hook up with, and we'll see it out on the road again. But I just want to let you know, man, it was awesome. Really had a good time. Been listening to music from the Midnight Devils, and you all, watching the Facebook posts, listening to your posts, talking with Sam and Blake's interviews, and it was just all in a great time. So I hope you had fun as well. Take care of yourself. I never did ask how you're doing.
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. Thank you for asking, Bruce.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good too.
Yeah, glad to hear
Just
it.
like I said,
Glad to hear it.
back to work, back to reality. And
Yep.
talk soon, and stay frosty.
Stay frosty, friend. You too can leave me an audio comment. Record it into your phone. Email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. I got another Handsome Dick show review from Danny Borden. Before that, though, let's thank some people. Let's do a little donation segment here. In the background, I'm going to play. Let me pull up this press release here. Okay. Guitar icon Marty Friedman is back with his highly anticipated album, Drama, set to release on May 17, 2024. Prepare to be spellbound by Marty's mesmerizing, this is for the sheriff, by the way, by Marty's mesmerizing melodies and motifs that evoke chills, tears, and a wide array of emotions. Recorded in Italy, Drama showcases Marty's unique touch for the first time using both vintage and modern guitars, delivering a pure delight for lovers of music everywhere. From the captivating first single, Illumination, to the album's breathtaking Mirage and 10 other emotionally charged mini symphonies, Marty paints atmospheric elements with a modern and exotic flair, promising an unforgettable musical experience. Don't miss out on this extraordinary new album from one of the most influential, pardon me, whatever I'm drinking, influential guitarists of our time. Please find the downloadable promo below. Thanks, everybody at Frontiers Music. All right. Let me find it here. Marty Friedman. Let's see. Recently added. Okay. Marty Friedman in the background. Let's just play it from the top. There are several ways you can donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show, friends. One of the ways is by Patreon. If you donate on Patreon, Patreon. I was going to say Venmo, but let's do Venmo first. One of the ways is to donate on Venmo. If you donate on Venmo, they don't take any fees, and it goes directly to me. Like the following people did. Kirk Crawford is back with $50 Venmo donation. Richard Fusey with 2 Venmos, $9.99 and $9.89. And finally, Stephen Cohen, $5 on the Venmo. My Venmo is at Michael-Butler-11. You can find how to donate on the Rock and Roll Geek webpage, rockandrollgeek.com. This is very nice. You can also donate by Patreon, like the following people did. My bodyguard, Joe Pawlak, $16.66. He was at the Mountain House, if you heard that episode. I like this. This is nice. Joe Pawlak donated $16.66. Dan Gerawan, $15. Kirk Crawford, $12.77. Fred and Ginny Bunke, $10. Joseph Coyne, $10. John Scott, writer of the great book Tom Petty and Me, $8. Michael Street, friend of mine and friend of the show, $7.50. Cole Thornton. By the way, Michael Street, thank you for the 2 vinyls, UFO and Ted Nugent, Call of the Wild. I believe those are the ones he sent me. Cole Thornton, $6.24. Dave Slusher, $5.55. Brad Schultz. By the way, rest in peace to Dave Slusher's father-in-law. Brad Schultz, $5. Brad Shick, $5. Brian Springer, $5. Chiaki Hinohara, Japanese Metalhead Show and Metal Moment Podcast, $5. Shitty Dude, Danny Borden, who I'm going to play his audio comment coming up next, $5. Erik, Klein, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Jamie Jefford, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Martin Clawley, $5. Mike Brown, one of my oldest friends, $5. Nadi, Itani, $5. Patrick Shanahan, $5. It's a nice song. I like this. Paul, I bet you that Marty Friedman's one of the nicest guys in the world. Patrick Shanahan, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Robert Harvey, $5. Steve T. Steve Trice, $5. Ted Wilbrecht, $5. Eric Stowell, $4. Mike Hellier, £4. Dan McBride, $3. Mike Dixon, $3. Chad Burns, $2.50. Paul Rube, $2.25. Adrian Boschon, Bosch Rock on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve. People, you just got to answer, I think you got to answer 3 questions now because the sheriff took over to get rid of those AI hot chicks. Hey, AI hot chick's better than no hot chick at all in the Facebook group, friends. So I got no problem with AI hot chicks, but he's got 3 questions, and I don't know what they are, but it weeds out the AI hot chicks. Adrian Bosch on $2. Amy Bowen, $2. Bruce McMillan, $2. And he sent me a cook. He gave me a cookbook too and attended the show. It's great to see Bruce. Paul Underwood, maker of Underwood Fine Barbecue Sauce, $2. Erik, the Rock and Roll Plebe, $1.42. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, $1. Arnie Stash, $1. Corey Kohler, $1. Oh, that's all the PayPal donate or the Patreon donations. Patreon.com/RNRGeek. All right, let's kill it. And let's find another song about Triumph, the official version. Thank you to everybody who donated on the PayPal. Like Stephen LaPerriere, donated $20. Dave Franco, $20. Greg Brofer, $20. And I'm still praying for Greg Brofer. And who else I might be praying for in his family. Marty, you're bumming me out with this music. Can we get to the rockin'? Let me fast forward it. Blake Johnston. The Rock and Roll Brian Cranston, $20. Richard Strom, $20. Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. James Venners, $10. Jeff and Sherry Thielalicky, $10. Let's get to I think this song is rocking. Jeff and Sherry Thielalicky, $10. William Bell, $10. BJ Lisco, $10. Todd Cunningham, friend of mine and friend of the show, $10. Jason Shepard, $10. Dave Jackson and the School of Podcasting, $10. Peter Spark, $5. Keenan O'Meara, all the way in Australia, $5. Let's get to the rockin'. Am I going to have to change songs? Let me fast forward it. Okay, here we go. Getting rockin' now. Where was I? Benjamin Moeller, $5. John Tennis, $5. Greg Long, $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Jace Lesniewski, $5. Rachel Rosenberg, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. John Offenbach, $5. Sigmund Heidacher, $5. Brett Garski, $5. Which I have down as Garsley. I better check my spelling there. Recap, put a K. Dave Alexander, $2. Adam Gerstein, $2. Adam Brachet, $2. Adam Croft, $2. Kai Matsuda, $2. William Moffat, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. Lasse Sackmanhagen, $2. Stephen Mascord, $2. Vincent Creamy, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, $2. And finally, Philip Vermeulen, $2. Thank you to everybody who donated to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. It's a value for value, friends, if you get any value out of this. Again, I did daily tour updates, which I'm going to be doing from the European Manitoba tour too, which I have not really talked about yet. Maybe I'll talk about that during Danny Borden's audio comment. Maybe I'll forget. Value for value. If you get any value out of this, friends, please contribute whatever you think it's worth to you. Put a number on that value you get, as Adam Carolla says, and whatever you can contribute, whatever it's worth to you. If you think it's not worth a damn dime, don't send a dime. If you think it's worth more, please help a friend out. It could mean a free ticket for you to an upcoming Michael Butler tour date. It could mean you meet a hot chick through the rock and roll. Doubt it, but you never know. All right. RockandRollGeek.com. Hit the donate link for all the ways to donate, friends. And thank you, Marty Friedman, for some beautiful music. Let me take a sip of this fine Pacifica to everybody. Marty Friedman's album is called Drama. All right. Another HDM show review from Shitty Dude Danny Borden.
Hey, everybody out there in rock and roll geek land.
Hey
this
there.
is your old boy, Danny
Oh,
Borden.
yeah. Hey, Danny.
Known to some as a shitty dude.
Yeah.
How you doing, Butler?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. It was so nice to see Danny Borden. In Austin, Brian, the rock and roll Brian Cranston, Blake Johnston was there. Danny Borden was there. I went to dinner with Jasper Borgman, Good Clean Fun. Good Clean Fun is dead. Long live Good Clean Fun. Long live Good Clean Fun. I went to dinner with Jasper, his wife Noelle, and their great kid Henry. We went to a Tex-Mex place, so I met all those guys. Made a lot of new friends in Austin, Texas. That was a fun show. The crowd was way into it. They made us feel really good. But we'll see what Danny Borden says about it.
That's excellent to hear. I thought I would call in and wait.
Rewind. I'm kind of disrupting the flow of that comment. Let me start it over.
Hey, everybody out there in rock and roll geek land. This is your old boy, Danny Borden. Known to some as a shitty dude.
Yeah.
How you doing, Butler?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better, friend.
That's excellent to hear.
Yes.
I thought I would call in.
Wow,
and
the audio comment is the audio quality is great, Danny.
Show review, and I hate to give away a spoiler, but you pay to see Michael Butler, the rock and roll geek. You do not get robbed.
Yeah. I put Danny on the guest list. You were on the guest list, weren't you, Danny?
That being said, I was on the list, so I
There
did
you
not
go.
pay. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that, and I just wanted to weigh in with a show review. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Quick backstory. I'm not like I'm not super duper familiar with the Dictators, of course.
If you are not, friends, get familiar with it, because Andy Chernoff wrote some of the best punk rock tunes and rock and roll tunes of all time. Yes, I said Andy Chernoff. They're great tunes.
Kid growing up, read all about him.
Which, by the way, there are 2 new Handsome Dick Manitoba tunes. I'm shopping them around now, trying to get somebody to put them out. What we're planning on doing is releasing these 2 new songs with. Ideally, I'd like to come up with 2 7-inches or EPs, one single on one of them, and with a bunch of Handsome Dick Manitoba current band live tracks. And then another release with another new song, and a bunch of other Handsome Dick Manitoba band live tracks. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm shopping it now. So far, I got not much interest, but we'll see.
They were a super influential band, and so when I first moved to LA in '94, there was this punk rock record store run by this curmudgeon. It's called Stupid Records. It was right off Hollywood Boulevard, and it had all the rare. records like, you know, the Dead Boys stuff and, you know, like the second one, We've Come for Your Children.
Yes.
And Go Curl Crazy, the first Dictators record.
classic.
I didn't even have a turntable and I didn't have a pot to piss in. But if you were curious and you wanted to hear these rare records and couldn't afford them, if you gave him $10, he'd tape them for you on a cassette.
Wow.
And, you know, I listened to it.
The record store owner bootlegged the record. That's great.
And I just
cut out the independent artists
didn't get
or the
it.
record labels.
It like, I didn't know. I didn't get bit by the Dictators bug until later when I scored this cassette called "Fuck 'Em If They Can't Take a
That's
Joke."
a live
It's
album,
one of those
right?
Roar cassettes they used to do back in the day. I used to have a Johnny Thunders one too. But the main thing is, this is the way that the songs on "Go Girl Crazy"
Yes.
were meant
The
to
production
sound.
on
and
Go
I
Girl Crazy, Manitoba hates it as it's not great production, but there are some good tunes.
Totally dig that cassette, and I still have it. So I'm pretty dang familiar with that one. But all their later records, I you know, in the studio stuff, not so much.
Blood Brothers and DFFD, great. So is Manifest Destiny, for that matter.
Except for the stuff that I've heard on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So not that familiar, but I knew I was in for a good time because I heard, you know, Handsome Dick Manitoba do his thing live on my cassette, and it's pretty bitchin'. And another spoiler, I'm going to leave you with one
of the greatest frontmen of all time.
Of those songs too. I ended up importing into here, and it's pretty awesome. But more on that in a moment.
Okay.
I get there. It's at Kick Butt Coffee in Austin. It's a pretty killer little venue. Everybody there's super.
Yeah, it's right next to a karate or Tai Chi martial arts studio. I think the owner of the Kick Butt Coffee owns the martial arts studio too, because they're connected by a door.
Nice, very accommodating. The sound's awesome. I get there, and you know
also Kick Butt Coffee streamed it live, and if you go to the Kick Butt Coffee YouTube, I think you can watch the entire set.
Midnight Devils, have a look if you haven't heard. And I was immediately the drummer of the Midnight Devils was the first person I saw. Totally remind me of their look of the Peppermint Creeps, if anybody's familiar with that look.
I agree
it's
with,
very
I agree.
over the top.
Painted their face and everything. That drummer for the Midnight Devils, he is a interesting looking dude, to say the least.
Almost like kind of like Kiss got pelted with a bunch of Dayglow and silly string, and it's a really over the top look. And,
also highly influenced visually by Alex Kane's old band Anti-Product.
But very cool though, so I knew something was up. I get there and I got to God damn it, my wife's calling here. One moment, please.
All
right, where were we?
I wanted to hear what the wife had to say.
There, and I get to hang with Blake Johnston live and in person. We you know interacted via Facebook, but always cool to hang with a fellow geek in person.
Yes.
And then, of course, Michael Butler shows up. It was pretty late. We're all old dudes. Butler's pretty tired.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think I was going to make it through the show. I was exhausted. And we didn't go on till like after midnight.
And you want to take a nap, by all means. So I got to kick
Yes, I went back to the dressing room and laid down for about 20 minutes.
With Blake and also the drummer of Handsome Dick Manitoba, Smash. He was a cool guy. Lives in L.A. We had
Scotty Slam
stuff to talk about there. Well, without further ado, let's get into the bands, right? Very pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed all the opening acts, starting with the Mean Hearts. The Mean Hearts were cool. They were fun.
Yeah, I talked to those guys after the set, and they hung out, and they were really nice guys.
Definitely had their kind of own kind of vibe. Very unique. And I tell you what, they did a blistering version of TVI. So you do
nice.
a good Stooges cover. That always wins me over. Had a blast with them. When I showed up, they were about halfway through their set. And then when Butler and Blake and I started kibitzing with them, that was after that set. But then came the Midnight Devils. And let me tell you, I left a fan. They put
Everybody
on a
did.
whopper of a show. I mean, a whopper of a show. And let me tell you something, two recurring themes of the nights. People putting on whoppers of a show, just total showmanship, sick guitar playing. The lead guitar, the player of the Mean Hearts was quite good. And then this guy who was playing in the Midnight Devils, clearly a Van Halenite, definitely added his own thing to it. And then, of course, the sheer showmanship of Sam, I believe his name is.
Yeah, Sam Spade.
Definitely cut from the Paul Stanley camp.
Yep.
Paul Stanley is a rock god of mine. I'm sorry, if you couldn't have fun with that band, I don't know what to tell you. You're dead. I
Yep,
had a blast.
I agree.
The Midnight Devils are great.
think-
Of course.
I believe
it was
everybody there had a blast who was watching the Midnight Devils.
pretty dang loud. I was trying to save my ears, and I was also in a loud rock and roll environment for 2 hours previous to that. So the only reason I kind of left there was to save my ears a bit.
There you go.
But next time they come to Austin, I will be there. I will see the entire show. I had a blast with them. They were killer. But then, shortly after that, very tight, concise, getting off stage and everything, do the shared gear. We hear the Godfather theme, and HDM takes the stage.
Yeah,
I gotta say, another little more backstory. I'm a bit of a veteran seeing Butler perform live. I saw the infamous show where he did an
Heartbreak?
Iron Man thing, played with the Jet Boys, also played with Ginger.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him multiple times with the Jet Boys. Recurring theme with seeing Butler in a band, though, is that his bandmates could not seem to match his on-stage ferocity.
There you go.
As I said, Butler was a little tired when I ran into him earlier. We hung out a bit. All that tired goes out
I got a second wind.
the door when the dude gets on stage, though, man. As we all know, the rock and roll geek brings it. But, man,
Thanks, friend.
this band
I think.
that he is in, Butler, you got to stick with these guys. They were just a phenomenal band.
I'm telling you, they're all great musicians, and I'm the worst musician in that band.
Great drummer. And then the guy on Handsome Dick Manitoba's right, the lead guitar
Alex.
player, just a fucking monster player.
He rocks out harder than me on
And-
stage.
Matches the Butler ferocity on stage. Talk about two guys just putting on a show, man. Fucking phenomenal.
Thank
But
you,
then
friend.
the bookends on guitar, shoot, what's his name?
Craig.
Total fucking perfect compliment.
He's a great
for
guitar
this
player,
guy
too.
on lead.
He's more laid back, but he's a great guitar player.
Berghorst also
Bearhorst.
played leads, but very just tasty.
Exactly. He's a guitar
God,
player.
the
in
word that kept
Butlers.
on coming to my mind was classy. Just perfect, tasty, classy leads.
I love this ass kissing.
Awesome,
review.
just perfect complementary guitar playing. And then we get to Handsome Dick Manitoba. Hey, it was the evening of the old guys. I'm an old guy. We're all old guys. But Handsome Dick Manitoba's charisma and just the quality of his voice. He's the guy still got it, man. He's an original. He was absolutely
He's
great.
The last of a dying breed. Last of a dying breed. He's looking way older than he used to, but he's still trying his hardest. And he just came off a hip replacement too, by the way. And his hip came out twice. We thought we weren't going to do the tour due to his hip coming out twice, but he managed. He wore a brace and he managed to power through.
Sounded awesome. The stories, everything about it was just killer.
Yeah,
I had a blast.
Let me pause it for a second. There's a lot of stories. Manitoba tells stories between songs, and sometimes he goes a little long, but for the most part, people really enjoy the stories. In Dallas, not so much, but yeah. In Dallas, they were not too into the stories.
Of course, they played my favorite Next Big Thing. Some of
we
the
did.
songs that I was not familiar with. I had heard, though. Had heard Butler play them and stuff.
A lot of stuff we played was from Manitoba's Wild Kingdom, which is a fantastic album.
Just such a great show. Oh, not to mention, the drummer was sick as hell. He was great. Just a basher. Butler, you got to get a band going with those guys. They are awesome. Awesome. I had a brilliant time.
Thank you, friend.
Went on pretty late. I could not stay for the whole show because I had a bunch of stuff to do for Mother's Day and whatnot. So I left at about 1. Apologies for that. Such a great time,
Yeah,
though.
we played till about 1:15.
I hope
probably.
Dallas was awesome. I'm sure it was. And that's about it, I think. A splendid time was had by all. Blake, great to hang out with you. Butler, thanks for getting me in. And then the Midnight Devils, come back to Austin. I will be there with bells on. And I leave you with this. So as I said, my main experience with the Dictators is from the Roar cassette called Fuck 'Em If They Can't Take a Joke. This is the opening track. I think it's a beautiful showcase for the power and the charisma of Handsome Dick Manitoba. This is Next Big Thing. I want you to pay careful attention, though. At the end, they really know how to end a song. HDM, it sounds like he's got the microphone in his mouth and he just gets off this.
I've heard this. Yeah, I think he sticks the
sound.
microphone in his mouth.
always puts a smile on my face.
Is
just
this the one where he
balls
goes, Ross the Boss from Westchester?
out and bitching as hell. Y'all take care. Here it is. The Dictator.
Are you ready?
Live. Next big thing.
Are you ready?
Take care, y'all.
Are you ready?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. All right. I love it. Thank you, Danny Borden.
Scott, are you ready? Andy, are you ready?
Ross the Boss.
Peter, are you ready? Ross the Boss of Westchester, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Handsome Dick Manitoba, and we are the Dictators.
There you go. There you go.
Science gone too far.
All right, there you go. Yeah, Manitoba, we're doing some shows in Europe. I believe it starts on August 2nd. We're playing at a place in London called is it the Underworld? I think I posted the flyer from that show. We're playing the Rebellion Festival, which is outside of London. That's the main reason we're going out there. It was a big, huge punk rock festival they have. It's like over 4 days, 3 or 4 days. Manitoba, Richard's going to be on, or Handsome Dick Manitoba is going to be on a literary panel, and the band's going to be playing also. There's a whole bunch of bands on that bill, including the Baboon Show, which I am going to do my best to try to meet that band because I'm a huge fan. I don't know who else is playing. I think the UK Subs, a whole bunch of bands. Let me look up Rebellion Festival. Let's see here. Rebellion Festival 2024. All right, I'm pulling up the website here. It's in Blackpool, Winter Gardens, Blackpool, UK, wherever that is. All right, I accept the cookies. August 1st through 4th. The Stranglers, Cockspar, Go-Go Bordello, Stiff Little Fingers, Sham 69, Cockney Rejects, The Alarm, Tom Robinson Band, UK Subs, Any Nowhere League, Crass, The Ruts, GBH, The Sweet, Dwarves, Johnny Moped. Let's see the night we're playing. Let's see at the end. Rebellion Radio. Descendant. Oh, Descendants played last year. Okay. The lineup. Let's hit the lineup here. All right. Thursday, August 1st, Sham 69, Tom Robinson Band, UK Subs, Subhumans, The Dwarves, Casualties, Handsome Dick Manitoba. That's when we're playing. That's the lineup. So top band, Sham 69. Underneath that, Tom Robinson. Underneath that, UK Subs. Underneath that, Subhumans. Underneath that, The Dwarves. The Casualties. Underneath that, Handsome Dick Manitoba. Barstool Preachers. Lydia Lunch. The Queers, which we're playing the Queers at Camden Underground, if that's where it's the Underground, wherever that is in London. The Godfathers. Strung Out. Noise. Hot Wax. Essential Luggage. The bunch of Heavy Metal Kids, Cyanide Pills, Ramonas. I know the Ramonas. I wonder if, they're from San Francisco. London, Public, the Warriors. Some of these bands I'm skipping over because I don't know of them. There's a shitload of bands. On Friday, Friday the 2nd of August, the Strangle. That's when we're playing UK. Oh, I'm going to fucking miss. No, I'm going to miss Baboon Show. The Stranglers, Go-Go Bordello, Toya, Steve Ignorant Band, Crash Set, Anti-Nowhere League. The Baboon Show the next night. Motherfucker, I'm going to miss it. Saturday, Cockspar, Dead Boys, GBH, Lena Lovich. Sunday, Stiff Little Fingers, Cockney Rejects, The Alarm, The Sweet. Shitload of bands. I can't even name them all. There must be over 100 bands. So Manitoba's kind of high up on the bill, which is a good thing. Yeah, and then we play the next night in London. We're going, and then we're doing a Swedish tour. So maybe I'll catch Baboon Show in Sweden. I don't know. Fuck. Maybe they'll be there a day early, and I'll just catch them walking around. We'll see. I'm going to put it out there to the universe that I'm going to meet the people in Baboon Show. All right, there you go. I don't have the douchebag clip of the week, so I'm not going to, let me see. Let me see if I can find a douchebag clip here somewhere. I do not have a douchebag clip of the week, so I can't play it. Let's see what we got here. Douchebag. I do not. Okay, well, I won't play the Motley Crue thing then. I got an email from, or I think Tim Smith, the Rock and Roll Runner, might have posted this on the Facebook. He said, let's play a song first. How about brand new Deep Purple, Portable Door? Who's playing Deep Purple? Who took Steve Morse's place? I don't know, but I have not heard the new Deep Purple, but let's listen to it together.
When it came to me one day in Jerksville, man, I was right on the edge. size, and those socks are too big for your head. My eyes glaze, whatever you say. I'm listening, do tell me more. It goes under the bridge, right over my head, and out to my portable door. I was trapped in a dire situation between reason and someone in law. The winner takes all and runs off with the ball, and nothing could pleasure me more. Times wide, I've spoken my piece, for a minute or two held the floor. But I can't get a word in, so here I am hurtling right up through my portable door. So bad, for once in my life I am bored. The public house beckons, I follow the call, slip in through my portable door. The unlikely event came upon me. I wasn't prepared for the shock. Once round my neck, and twice round the deck, and the rest disappeared up the block. So here we are, and everything's changed faster than ever before. You gotta be joking, man. What are you smoking? Blowing out through my portable door.
There you go, brand new Deep Purple. Sounds like classic Deep Purple. I love Ian Gillan's voice, so I'm an Ian Gillan fan. If you have not heard that Toolbox album that was produced by Chris Tangarides, you should listen to that because it's good. When I did a Chris Tangarides tribute on when he died, may he rest in peace, which, by the way, his wife contacted me after that and was appreciative. I can drop names, but yeah, I played some stuff from the Toolbox album. He had lots of good Ian Gillan stories, like one of Ian Gillan singing the vocal tracks while a girl's blowing him. All right. I got some from the Facebook group, Tim Smith. Michael Butler, did you tell Michael Street and the rock and roll Bryan Cranston, Blake Johnson, that your mom had two sons? You have a brother? I don't recall you ever mentioning him. If so, what's the whole story with this dude? Feel free to answer on the show if you want. Yeah, Tim, I do have a brother. He's a year and a half younger than me. His name is Stephen Butler. He doesn't have a middle name. I grew up with him. Well, when I was a kid, I moved into with my dad when I was from like 6 to, 7 years old for a short time. I couldn't stand my stepmom. She used to beat the shit out of me and all kind of, I don't know if she beat the shit out of me, but she did mentally at least. Lived with my dad and my stepmom for a little while, and then I moved back with my mom. and lived with my brother, my brother and me and my mom, and we spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. And my brother used to, he's a year and a half younger than me, but he was a little bit bigger than me. We had different dads, and he used to always pick on me. He used to always try to start fights with me, and I was a little peace loving little shrimp, and would always try to avoid him, and I would run from him, and he took that as an opportunity to try to start fights with me in front of all our friends. And one time I finally got tired of him trying to start fights with me, and I just fought back and beat the living shit out of the guy. He never started fights with me again. But yeah, so we grew up together. We were kind of close when we were young, even though he tried to start fights all the time. But we did a lot of shit together, and we eventually grew apart. He now lives in the house that my grandma lived in, and haven't spoken to him in several years. I last time I saw him was at my mom's memorial, and we got along fine. He likes to debate a lot, which I'm up for a little debate occasionally. I'm a master debater, as you know. I debate sometimes twice a day. All right. Yeah, but I do have a brother. His name is Stephen Butler. He's a year and a half younger than me, and as far as I know, he's still kicking like me. Last I heard, he was driving a school bus. That's the story of my brother. I have not spoken to him in several years. All right, I think I'm going to close out the show now because I'm running out of content. I was going to play this. I have a douchebag. I was playing a douchebag clip. This guy interviewed. I don't have the douchebag clip. It's the douchebag clip of the week. I got to find that. Well, maybe I have it on let me see. In the podcast episodes. Let's see. Douchebag. Let's see. Douchebag. D-U-C. No, I do not have the douchebag clip. I do not have that sound file. Nope. But anyway, I'll play a little clip of this Motley Crue interview. You've probably seen it. It's kind of dumb. I'll probably kill
so that you can't kill us. You can't kill us. We like to go in and demo stuff up. I send it to Vince, and what do you think about this? He'll put some ideas down. So we're working on a few different songs. We're working on a song called "Canceled," and then this riff came up. And we went in the next day, and it was purposeful to leave that verse wide open for Vince. It was really, I like it because when people hear
it. I'm bored. I read that they're using AI to record the new Crue album. That song is very unmemorable, Dogs of War. According to themetalden.com, according to rumors, Nikki Sixx hired producer Bob Rock for his ability to play bass in the studio. As a ghost bassist for the Crue, Rock was the obvious choice to play the bass parts. So apparently Bob Rock plays the bass on the new song. An industry source says Bob Rock used AI technology to compose songs for Motley Crue's new album. All right, there you go. That's about as interested as I am in this, so screw Motley Crue. All right, I'm going to close out the show with something from a band called the Anti-Queens. Chad Corney's, he's a PR guy. He used to play in a version of Black Halos. He did the PR for the Texas, Handsome Dick Manitoba Texas tour. I hit him up, and he's a friend of mine. I asked him if he would help us out with doing some PR, and he did. Didn't really translate to a lot of people coming to the shows, but it did get us a lot of Texas press and a lot of, band awareness, which is, PR companies, not necessarily just for getting crowds to the show, just for getting the band's name out there. And I would not have known about the Anti-Queens if it was not for Chad. He sends me this. He says, "Hey, Michael, I'm sending along the Anti-Queens' latest full-length release, Disenchanted, on Stomp Records, which was coming out May 17th, which is 3 days ago. This fiercely female, punked-up rock and roll quartet is known for their relentless touring, explosive live shows, and anthemic songcraft. Not to mention millions in streams. We'd be thrilled if you consider sharing Disenchanted with your audience." Your friend Chad. Toronto's The Anti-Queens drop anthemic new album, Disenchanted, with the video Overthinking on Stomp Records. So that's what we're going to close out with, The Anti-Queens. I'm going to play it from he sent me the entire album, and I'm going to play the song that they're trying to promote. The song is called Overthinking. Very catchy pop punk song. The girls are cute. One girl plays a what looks to be a Gibson Explorer, could be a Hamer Explorer. Clearly, probably a Lita Ford fan because that kind of guitar. And the girl who sings also plays a guitar. She's playing a black Gibson Firebird, which they have good taste in guitars. So here is a brand new song by the Anti-Queens called Overthinking. I'll post a link on rockandrollgeek.com where you can pick this album up, along with all the other music I played as well. Thank you for listening, friends. I'm about to piss my pants. I'm going to go hang it over the balcony here and then take Kazzy for a walk. He's up here by himself, and he's kind of lonely. My wife will be back here today with the rest of the dogs, and he's really looking forward to seeing them because he's been crying every day, just sitting on the front porch going, oh, crying. Thank you for listening, friends. rockandrollgeek@gmail.com is where you can email me. rockandrollgeek.com is where you can find the show. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. The Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group is just as busy as ever, bringing geeks and misfits together all over the country and all over the world. Hopefully I'll see some people in England and Europe when I go in August. What else? Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Please keep the donations coming because without your donations, this show will die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. It really will. I made the mistake of looking at the the numbers on Libsyn, and I didn't like what I saw, so I'm not going to look at those anymore. I'm going to make sure I close my eyes when the opening page comes up. All right. Here is the Anti-Queens. Thank you for listening, friends. I'll talk to you soon. I need content, so please, audio comments, show ideas, anything. Stay frosty, friends.
Here I go, overthinking again. Promised myself it wouldn't happen. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I used to not care which side you walked on. I thought I'd give you the benefit of the doubt. Preconceived notions I bite off more than I chew. I should just look away, but I buy into bad news. Here I go, overthinking again. Promised myself it wouldn't happen. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. I'm done with thinking about it.
a rock and roll geek train wreck.